On my 30th birthday, my parents told me they had a surprise for me. I walked into their house and realized the surprise was my sister's pregnancy announcement. No happy birthday, no card, just a room full of people clapping for her. A few months later, my revenge wasn't a scream. It was becoming someone they couldn't ignore. I'd always been the dependable one. I ran a small design business, fixed problems, and showed up when the family needed a helper. My sister was the spotlight. Endless posts, endless praise, and my parents acted like she hung the moon. My mom called a week before my birthday. Come Saturday at 6, close family. We have a surprise. I actually let myself hope. The living room was packed. Aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, balloons, streamers, a gold banner that just said congrats. My dad handed me sparkling cider. Big night, huh? My sister swept in wearing a flowy white dress and air kissed me. Hey, birthday boy. My mom clapped her hands for quiet. I stood there holding my drink, waiting for a cake. Then my sister stood up, hands on her stomach. I'm pregnant. After that, everything went slow. First, the room inhaled together. Then my grandma started crying. Next, my mom ran to hug her, sobbing. Then, my dad kissed her forehead like a movie scene. After that, phones came out and flashes started popping. Then, people shouted questions over each other. Finally, nobody looked at me. Not once. I told myself not to be dramatic. Pregnancy is huge. Fine. But then they brought out the cake, and my stomach dropped. Pink frosting. Congrats, mommy-to-be. No one sang. No one even offered me a slice. They posed my sister with the knife like it was her award. So I grabbed my jacket and left. No one followed. I got home to silence. The next day, my mom spammed the family chat with ultrasound photos. Such a magical night. 2 hearts. I muted the chat and stopped being available on demand. A week later, my mom called. Can you come move a dresser? We're setting up the nursery. I can't. She did that guilty laugh. Since when are you too busy for your family? Since I stopped pretending things don't bother me, I said, and hung up. A couple weeks after that, my aunt warned me my mom planned the big gender reveal on the exact weekend of my gallery showcase, the event I'd booked months in advance. My mom's quote, "He won't mind, his thing's casual." That's when the hurt turned cold. I didn't argue. I doubled down. New flyers, personal invites, a photographer. When the night came, people showed up. Friends, clients, even strangers. I sold 3 pieces and landed a commission. Mid-celebration, my mom texted me a photo of my sister covered in pink powder. Our little princess is on her way. Perfect day. Nothing about my show, not even my name. So I vanished, politely. Missed dinners, didn't chase. A local article picked up my work, and a speaking invite followed. I talked about being the quiet kid in a loud family. I never named them. The video went viral. Suddenly, relatives I hadn't heard from in years were commenting, I was at that birthday. It was weird they didn't sing for him. 2 days later, my mom walked into my studio like it was still my childhood bedroom. I didn't know it was that bad, she said. I pointed at the prints on my wall. You didn't know because you didn't look. A week after my sister had her baby, my dad texted, she wants you to design the nursery. We'll pay. That line made me laugh. They'd never offered respect before, only assumptions. I said yes anyway. I made 3 full concepts, including a fox asleep under a crescent moon. My parents raved. My sister texted, can you make the fox pink? I didn't reply. Instead, I posted the whole set as my next public collection. I called it Inheritance. Cute on the surface, brutal underneath. It sold. At my niece's christening, I showed up with 1 framed fox print. Altered. The ribbons were gone. The fox was still asleep. And in the distance, a smaller figure watched alone. My dad found me near the punch bowl. We missed a lot, he said. Yeah, I told him, but now you can't unsee it. A month later, my parents invited me to dinner. Just the 3 of us. No announcements, no competing spotlight. My dad handed me a plain box. Inside was a black sketchbook and a note. We missed a lot, but we see you now. I didn't call it forgiveness. I called it the first honest sentence they'd ever given me. What would you have done? Cut them off or keep the door cracked open?